Hello. There we go. Gotta get it out. Can't be too way too close. I look way fatter when it's closer. Anyways, hello everybody. It's Big Ace, and it is another Brisco and Big Ace show coming at you another week. What's up, Wes?
Man, just chilling, trying to survive. There was actually ice on the windows of people's cars this morning here in Florida, which we don't normally get. I saw a lot of people's Instagrams this morning of people writing their names on the frost on their cars today.
No kidding. We oh, that's hilarious. Eric, how's it going? Thanks for joining us. Oh, thanks for watching, man.
Oh, dude, first timer. What up, dude?
Hell yeah, brother. It's so funny because I like last night we got overnight 5 inches, 6 inches of snow, 24 degrees. It was freezing rain last night before the snow, so there's ice, like sheets of ice under. That's what I woke up to today and was dealing with last night.
Oh my goodness. That's too cold for me. I'm trying to find her thing so I can plug it on Facebook and tell people that we're live right now.
There you go. Yeah, it's funny because we're not even cold yet up here. Like this is cold, but it's like I think we get to single digits next week.
Oh. See, I think this is I know they saw the groundhog, so the groundhog went back into his little hole, so we have 6 more months of winter. Are you just going to send me the link? Because it'll probably be way easier.
Yeah, I'll just post it.
That will be a lot easier. Yeah, it's crazy because Florida, our winters don't really start until now, and we probably really only have like a couple more, like maybe 2 more months of coldness, which I can't wait to get rid of. Like this cold is driving me insane. Like I literally wear sweatpants, sweatshirt, long sleeve shirt. It is crazy out there, but hopefully it's warmer. Like today, it was crazy because it was so cold this morning, and then it became a beautiful day. But other than that, man, just been chilling. I watched the Rumble with Steph a little bit. We got to see that a little bit. That was kind of cool. I don't know, man. Just been kicking.
What'd you think of the Rumble?
I thought the guys was a cluster. I did watch I mostly watched the women's part because red. But yeah, the men's was such a cluster that, I'm glad Edge won it. And I wish I would have I actually went to bed. She stayed up and watched the whole thing. I went to bed. I was like, I'm over it.
It got long.
Yeah.
I didn't think it'd go that long.
Yeah, you can't really have those matches are so tough. Like I've been in like similar matches like that style, and it's just there's just too many guys in the ring and too much going on, and those things are really tough to keep visually and like keep the crowd into it because there's just too much going on at the same time.
Right. It's funny though because I talked about this on another show that I do, and we were kind of talking about the Rumble and kind of ranking how the show went, and everybody that was on that agreed that the women's Rumble was definitely better than the men's Rumble.
Oh, I totally agree. Like I really enjoyed watching the women's Rumble. Like that was probably like it's crazy that the women have stepped it up so much that I almost enjoy watching the women's wrestling, and it's kind of because it's the women have more characters, the women have more pizzazz, and it seems like the guys, it's just kind of bland. There's nobody that really sticks out, or there's no one that's really so unique that really catches your eye to really get behind. So the women, there's a lot of different women. There's a lot of different characters and personalities. So I think that's the reason why the women's division has picked up so much. And of course, the athleticism of the women have just gone up so much that it's crazy to see the talent and the skills and the moves that they're doing is just unbelievable.
Yeah, it was a really good it was a good match. They all did really good. Bailey did really good coming in at number 1. Bianca Belair.
I like her as a heel.
She's a great heel. She really is. And Bianca Belair winning it, which I like that. I'd like to see her get a little bit of push. That girl is a pure athlete. Pure athlete.
I think they. I
Field
mean,
star.
between AEW and WWE, their women's athletes are above anybody else's. I mean, just holy moly, the talent that they have, AEW and WWE, is just insane.
Yeah, it's pretty crazy. Another great match, and I think I called this when I was talking about this last week, but that was the Roman Reigns and Kevin Owens match. I said it'd steal the show, and I feel it did. It was a really good match. Roman got his ass kicked. Not gonna lie, Kevin Owens looked good that whole match and beat the crap out of him. But Roman still wins. A little bit of a hiccup with the handcuffs. Don't know if you saw that, Wes.
No, what happened?
Uh,
Okay, I'll let you tell you this, and then I'm going to tell you my handcuff experience.
all right. In the ring, I hope. So
Ah,
there was a spot where Reigns was going to use cuffs on Owens. Obviously, he doesn't get to it. Owens somehow reverses, and he eventually gets Reigns cuffed, and he cuffs him to the like pillar, the like the lighting and staging pillar that they have there, around and through the piping of it, and
yeah.
like cuffed him around it, so he couldn't get up. He was sitting on the ground, his arms like stuck. Uh, so the whole thing is though, the guy's going to count, the ref's going to count. Owens is about to win, and I think what the spot was supposed to be is he then Reigns pulls the referee down. He hits his head on the bar that he's cuffed to, passes out. Heyman comes out with the key, but that's where like Heyman couldn't get to the lock. It was a good 30. Like another ref eventually comes out. He then starts to count again and then just like stops once he realizes Heyman is having issues getting to the actual key part. He couldn't get his hand in there. I don't know what it was, but it took there's a good 10 seconds of no counting, and they were just letting roaming it. So obviously it didn't go how it should have gone, because everybody was calling that out then later, being like, oh, he was down there for like 10 seconds. He should have lost. So that didn't go as planned. But other than that, that match was great. But yeah, now I want, because handcuffs and rings are always interesting.
Well, so. What part of the finish was that?
That was the finish. Like that's how
Oh
the
my god, that's like the worst when you're having a kick-ass match and then all of a sudden the finish just goes to crap.
yeah, because he comes out and it was either a spear or the Superman punch out of that and beats Owens. I think I can't. Honestly, it went right into the finish of him beating Owens. I don't remember how exactly it went though.
Huh.
But I mean, yeah, the people were calling out the women's match, the ending of that one too, though, because when Bianca Belair and Rhea Ripley were both hanging from the ropes and feet dangling.
I saw that. It looked like they both touched.
Yeah, Bianca's feet, both her feet touched, but it's it is what it is. That was the one thing I noticed in the matches, though, is I remember when Michaels did that. He won coming in at number 1, goes through all 29 men, wins the Rumble, and it was when they thought, I think it was Davey Bay thought he eliminated him and thought he won, but Michaels was actually hanging.
Yeah, it's
From,
called Skin the Cat.
right. And like, he did a really good job, but like at that time it was like, oh, that's cool. Where like now I feel like
Everyone's doing it.
like every person who gets thrown out skins the cat for like constantly. And it's just now it's just like, all right. You know what I mean? We're like back then it was like, oh. I don't know. We definitely are in the age of wrestling where a lot of the classic stuff and things that should be, a big deal aren't anymore because they're just overdone. I think we talked about this once with finishes like Sweet Chin Music. That used to a super kick could end a match, and now it's a super kick 20 times in a match.
Now it's a super kick to lead into a false finish to lead into another finish.
Right. You know what I mean? So it's crazy. But yeah, a little bit of a hiccup. But so now, were you the one getting cuffed in this match, or were you doing the cuffing?
Negative. So this was back in TNA, back in the Impact days.
Was this an Aces and Eights, or is this gut check era time?
Well, if you let me tell the story,
Sorry.
I would
I'm excited.
fill you in full the knowledge. So this is back in the TNA days, and this is when I was doing Aces and Eights. And at the time, we kidnapped Joseph Parks, which is Abyss. And towards the end of the Joseph Parks character, he starts turning into Abyss. And Aces and Eights, we have him locked up. And it was during, I think, Slammiversary. We have him chained to, I forgot what he's chained to something. And I'm guarding him, and Mike Knox is guarding him. And all of a sudden, he breaks out of the handcuffs and turns into Abyss. And he goes, hits Mike Knox, and then he goes to hit me. But when he goes to hit me, the handcuff thing turned. So when he came and hit me and pulled the punch, the handcuff punctured me and split me right in the eye and swelled up my eye and split me wide open from here all the way up to here and swelled up my eye where I couldn't see. And it was bad. And I remember coming backstage and Joseph Parks or Abyss is going crazy. He's like, I'm so sorry, Wes. I'm like, you didn't even knock me out. You hit like a girl. I'm like, what are you talking about? You sorry. And then like he kept apologizing. I kept saying that, like, man, you hit weak. Like you're like 6'6" and 300 pounds. Like, aren't you supposed to like knock me out? Like, come on now. Like, you're the one that botched. And finally he got mad and he's like, stop saying that. I'm like, well, then stop apologizing. It's okay. Like, I understand. It's the heat of the moment, dude. Like, it's all good. But yeah, that happened. And like the next 2 weeks, my eye was swollen shut. Like I had to get the doctor to cut it to like drain it.
Oh man, some of those gimmick matches when you get those things in there and it's just great. Like have you done any hardcore matches? Have you done any of that? I'm assuming I don't think I've ever heard of you talk about doing any like death matches or anything. But
hell no, that's stupid. The death match is me going to my truck and pulling out my gun and shooting somebody.
Yeah, but have you done any like extreme matches where like
I've done chairs and tables, but that's just. I've done chairs, tables, and ladders, but I haven't done anything else on there.
No, like anything goes, weapon matches or anything like that?
No, because if anything goes, like I said, I'll go get the real steel and I'll show everybody, like, come on now. Like, if it's really like that, I'll bring my own weapon. I'll clear out the whole building.
Yeah, that stuff's crazy, man. I don't know if you saw the documentary that came out with David Arquette just recently with him going.
Yeah, I saw that. That's stupid.
Where
he does the death match and the guy really cuts him. Well, you know what? That's what you get for trying to step into the wrestling business with a bunch of crazy people.
Yeah.
What do you expect? What does he expect? Like them to go easy on him? They're going to go twice as hard on him. Like, because A, he's who he is. B, the other guys are probably mad because he's getting paid way more than they are. So they're like, you know what? He wants to step into this ring. I'll cut his ass. That's what happened. That's the same thing like if you would have stepped in the ring with New Jack. New Jack probably would have sliced his ass too. That's just, like when you're a movie star, when you're a movie star and you try to come into the wrestling business and you try to like flex on people, normally that don't work out too good.
Yeah. Well, I feel bad for him though, like
you should.
Like it's like he didn't ask for all that. Like that wasn't his decision.
Yeah, he did.
To be the WCW champion back then and then get all that hate, you know what I mean?
I'm not talking about all that. I'm talking about now.
Oh.
He could do whatever he did back in the day. I don't care about now, but I'm talking about current.
Yeah.
To date.
Yeah, man, it was just a bad spot it looked like, man. Those matches are crazy. I've been to some CZW shows during like Mania weekends where they're just craziness. Like why it's like why is this even a thing? Like, why do you need to take the ropes down and put barbed wire in its place? Why do you have to have sheets of glass in the corners? Like, I
can tell you why.
It's
you want to know why?
Yeah,
people can't wrestle.
Yeah, that's what it is. It's a cheap way to have a match without having to actually be technical and wrestle and tell a story or any of that. It's just I'm going to smash you and you're going to bleed. It's rough, man. Yeah, I've seen people walk out at those shows. It's crazy.
I'd walk out if I saw that. I'd be like, no, thank you.
Yeah, I remember I went to in New Jersey, New York when we were there for WrestleMania 29. I remember going to take a piss in the bathroom, and that was the same bathroom that the boys were using. And again, this was a CZW show, so they were all like ultra violent matches. So they're in there literally cleaning out their like wounds and picking the glass out, and I'm just trying to wash. Yeah, I'm just trying to wash my hands. Like, this doesn't seem safe and sanitary, guys.
I just took a shit over there.
Like literally, there was like 4 of them in there with all their wounds getting like healed on. It was just like, you guys need to go to a hospital. This isn't.
I mean, no, I mean, I'm sorry. It's just not like I don't mean to be disrespectful to those guys. Like, teach their own. I know my boy Malice. He goes out there and kills it and does his own thing, but he also does real wrestling.
He can wrestle.
But I'm just not a fan of it. It's just not something that like I never was, never am going to be, and that's just it. We'll just leave it at that and move on to another subject.
Yeah, man. But yeah, so the Rumble was I thought overall was really good. It's just a weird road to WrestleMania now because so much stuff's in the air. Don't really know where they're going with any other storylines or who they're gonna have these WrestleMania matches. It's very up in the air.
Well, you know, Charlotte Flair and Rhea Ripley they'll have a feud. What do you think that girl can keep up with Charlotte Flair?
Rhea Ripley?
Yeah.
Well, they've already had one match.
But you think she can go do a WrestleMania match with Flair? You think she can hang? Because here's the thing with Charlotte. She came in when there was some really good talent before her. So she like was able to like really enhance her skills. What about Rhea? Like all I remember is when she first debuted, she used to come out in different like sailor costumes and was like right? Wasn't she like a sailor?
No. That was Kairi-san.
They all look the same.
No, they don't. She's back in Japan. Rhea Ripley's Australian. Very different. Actually, she's not Australian, but she's like something like that. But definitely white and Asian. That's hilarious. Rhea Ripley, I don't think can hold her own to Charlotte, but she's good. I'm more excited for Sasha Banks, Bianca Belair, because Bianca Belair is a pure athlete, world. I think she has some world records or something in track and field. Definitely college records for track and field and all that stuff. Possibly Olympics. I don't remember. But I mean, that girl is a pure athlete. Sasha Banks is just amazing. So like, that's going to be a great match. I don't know about Charlotte and Rhea Ripley because the other thing too is right now they have Charlotte and Lacey Evans.
That's who I was talking about, Lacey Evans.
Oh, I thought you were talking about Rhea Ripley because
I'm talking about Lacey Evans. I'm talking about the girl that came out with Charlotte Flair's dad, Ric Flair, and had the rope. That's who they're going to put against her at WrestleMania.
Well, it's just funny because there are rumors going around that actually won't happen, and it will be Charlotte and Rhea Ripley. So that's why I thought you said that because that is talk right now.
Well, I might be right because the reason why is because Homegirl can't. I don't think the girl that we're talking about can't hold her own.
She can't.
Lacey Evans. I'm talking. That's what I'm talking about because she came out in the like the sailor outfit,
the
50 girl. So I was right. I just had the names miss her character. She used to come out like 50s, all like 60s or whatever. Yes, exactly.
Military. Yeah, and that's the thing is she came out as that as the heel, and everybody's a nasty, and she's classy, and then they dropped that to kind of showcase her military, like real life military background,
but she didn't never really have that hard of a matches. She never the whole time she was there, she never really had any breakthrough matches. That's what I'm saying. Like, how can she have a WrestleMania match with Charlotte? Because Charlotte, knowing her, she's gonna want to steal the show, and she's gonna be like, okay, you're putting me with a girl that I'm gonna probably have to lead the whole entire match with, and I can't do half the stuff I want to do because I don't know if I can trust her. I mean, that's just my mindset. I don't know. This could be totally different, but just from what I've seen of the wrestling and talent-wise and WrestleMania, knowing Charlotte personally, like knowing that I know that she like is a pure athlete. She wants to still show. She's just coming back. Like, you know, there's all that. And then like two for her, like, did you see how stiff some of those punches were? Like, she went from that to really elbowing her in the back. You could tell that she doesn't really like this gimmick and she doesn't really enjoy her dad coming out with this chick. I really don't think she liked, because just the way that she beat the living crap out of her. Like, I looked at Red and I was like, holy moly, she's shooting on this girl. Like, we're legit. Like, even need her one time. I was like, oh man, like, oh.
Yeah, it's crazy too, man, because like I don't even see the purpose of Rick. Like, we don't need that. They've already had their little thing where she told him to leave her alone and don't come back. I don't I don't get why he needs to be a part of her storyline, especially going into Mania right now. Like, I thought she was going to have a match with Asuka for the title when she came back a month or two ago and returned. Like, that's what it felt like when they did that. But who knows? That's right. ARW next week. Make sure you go to that if you're down there. If you can find a ticket, I'm sure it's sold out already. Yeah, man, it's
What up, man?
it's garbage, dude. I don't get it, Lacey Evans. I don't get it. Yeah, there's a lot of things though. Like because I wanted to see Roman Reigns and Owens go at Mania, but I don't think that's going to happen either. Because now it's said that it might be Edge going there. I don't know, and now it looks like it's going to be Sheamus and McIntyre.
That'll be a good one.
So
I will watch that.
Yeah, and it is cool because they did.
That will be a hell of boy. That will be a match to watch.
Well, because
they've known each other from the start, and they both are hard hitting guys. I remember watching them knock out guys at FCW, and it was just by accident. And they were just such big guys that they would put them against guys that were like 5'5" extras, and they would just run right through them, and poor guys would be beat up and mangled, and just Sheamus. They told the guys too, like, go for it, because you don't find big tough guys like that anymore.
Right? Yeah. And that's what it's because they've been playing up their friendship right now, the last like 2 months, 3 months on Raw.
And what a great guy like Wade Barrett that's been there and seen it all to commentate something like that, because Wade Barrett was signed with them as that group. My dad went down to Europe with Jim Ross, and my dad and Jim Ross were the one that signed Drew McIntyre, Sheamus, and why did I just forget his name? Wade Barrett, all together. They all came from Europe together. They went to a tryout, and my dad's like, you guys got to sign these massive guys. So they signed them. They came to FCW. About 5 months later, I get signed and get sent to FCW, and I meet all those guys. And then, of course, they go out and do their thing.
Yeah, man. Yeah. And Sheamus was at the last time we were in the Hall of Fame. Sheamus was there.
And I said, watch this. Watch. He'll show me some love. And what did he do?
Yeah, he did.
He had a line of people, and he stopped what he was doing.
Yeah, I have a video of it somewhere. I got to find it. Yeah, man. So that's going to be cool because they did a cool thing with Edge where it was like McIntyre's like, you won the Rumble, so you're going to challenge me. Let's do this. And then that's when Edge is like, oh, you got a target on your back, dude. And I'll let you know my decision, whatever. But then leaves the ring. And that's when Sheamus was in the corner waiting to bro kick him. And big shocking look on McIntyre's face as he gets knocked out. Yeah, again, it was something I didn't know I wanted to see because it just didn't. No one thought that was where they were going, but now that it is, it's like
I want to see it.
That's going to be a fight. Like they're going to put on
and it's going to be a good match too.
Yeah, they're going to put on a show, And the cool thing is, so Mania is supposed to have fans.
Oh, so you never tuned me into the Gilbert and McIntyre.
Yeah, so McIntyre beat him like fairly quickly. It was the opening match of the pay-per-view. Yeah. And I was very surprised.
I saw that they hugged it out.
Everybody thought they were going to do the whole Goldberg wins, and then they're going to, have McIntyre drop so he can win again when the fans are there, and which they still may do because I think there's still one more pay-per-view before Mania. I think Chambers still has to happen, so their funny business can still happen. Plus, Miz is a wild card being Money in the Bank. But yeah, man, he beat Goldberg, and everybody had that breath of relief online when Goldberg lost. I was happy because they made it. There's a few moments where it was like, there it is, here comes Goldberg's winning it. It's about to happen, and then McIntyre did it, and everybody was like, yes. So, I was very happy. I was like, good. Now I'm ready for the rest of the Royal Rumble because I'm not a Goldberg guy. I know you're friends with him, but
I'm cool. Like I love Goldberg. Like I'm actually friends with him, so I got no beef with him. But it's Drew's time to shine.
Oh yeah, Yeah, and so that's it. Let me ask you that, because that's something that's coming up right now. Is a lot of people happy with Edge winning, but a lot of people also talking about how does Edge really need a title shot though?
I don't see Edge going for a title shot. I see Edge just kind of playing it out. You know
Well,
what I mean?
well, he's got the Rumble win, so he has to challenge one of the titles at Mania, and
Yeah.
that's where they're saying it may go to Roman, which it may well now because of the Sheamus and McIntyre thing. So, but that was just it. Like people were just kind of like, I don't know,
Well,
man.
I guess I would like to see that. I mean, I would like to see Roman and
Edge, that'd be a good match.
Edge. Be a good match.
I think it would be too.
Yeah, I'd
I
like
really,
to see that.
I think it'd be good.
What are they got doing with Strowman? What's he doing?
So he came in at number 30 on the men's Rumble. Obviously, he didn't win it. Don't know. He looked jacked. I'll tell you what. His time away, he looks jack.
Did he get hurt, or did they just weren't using him?
Not sure if he got hurt or if he
Maybe
just
they were just not using him.
Yeah, I think he may have just took some time off. Yeah, Spear versus Spear. Yeah, man. Edge winning though, that was cool. I think people had a problem because they're like, oh, another old part-timer coming back. But the thing with Edge too is he's like, I'm back. I don't want to be part-time. He's like, I want to do it while I'm here. I'm going to do it full time.
Well, first of all, these guys are not doing it full time like they used to, anyways.
Right.
There's no more house shows. It's only
road,
it's only TV. So, you know, I like Edge being back. I really have no problems with that. He's one of those guys that if he can't go, he knows he's not going to step back into the ring.
Yeah.
You know, two, there's no house shows. There's no wear and tear. They're not gonna have him at every single event. He can rest his body. He only has to do one show a week. You know, I think that's fine. I think he'll be able to actually, you know, compete.
Yeah. Yeah, it's
Different times these days.
Yeah, it really is. It really is. But he said, I didn't come back for a greatest hits tour. He wants to tell compelling stories. That's why he's back. So that'll be fun to see. Let me ask you this, because this happened on Dynamite last night, and that was Kenta came out and took out Moxley. So for anybody counting, last night on Dynamite, we saw talent from obviously AEW, Impact, NWA, and New Japan all on one show last night. So it sounds like there's going to be a lot of this cross promotion happening with these guys, because New Japan wants to work with Moxley more. And I guess they're kind of like, well, okay, but we want you guys to work with us. And then the whole Impact thing and NWA thing that's just been going on for a while now. It's very interesting to see.
Yeah, I would like to see the pays.
Yeah, that's the interesting side of it.
If I was the boys, I'd be like, hey, what are these guys getting paid, and when am I getting paid to go do this?
Right.
And who is controlling all of this? Because there has to be one controller. It's not all equal, because someone has a major TV network and all these other companies don't.
Right.
The only other one is New Japan, but that's a whole nother different country.
Right.
So, well, I guess they have Access TV, but that's nothing compared to TNT. Like,
right.
Let's be honest now. Like,
it's not
TNT's everywhere. Like, That's a network that you could tell your grandma. The grandma knows what TNT is. You tell your grandma what's Access TV, she'd be like, "Huh?
Right?
Access what?"
Yeah. Well, and that's when Impact used to be on Access, and they eventually left it. And it was like, well, yeah, because like not everybody gets that. It's a hard channel to get.
Yeah, like when we were on Spike TV, it's easy to go up to someone and say, "Hey, do you watch Spike TV?" Yeah. Everyone's like, "Yeah." Okay, well, every Thursday night we're on Spike TV. They're like, "Cool, we'll watch it."
You guys were on a pretty decent, well-known network. Like you guys were up there back then. Like TNA, people don't realize that whole time TNA
I was at the height of TNA.
Yeah, you were. It was a lot bigger than people I think give it credit for nowadays, seeing how it's kind of turned into what it has of just being Impact, and it's no longer total nonstop action, and it's completely different owners, I believe. But yeah, man, it was like it was a big deal. I remember watching all that. I remember being like, oh, they got Hogan coming, got to check it out. I remember when you guys did all the aces and eights and just being like, holy crap, look at the heat these guys are drawing right now. Like, it was crazy. And I remember Bully Ray being the leader and marrying Hogan's daughter, which was always, I thought, weird. But yeah, I remember all that. And it was great. I get when people are like, okay, it wasn't awesome, WWE, but it's like, that's because you're stuck in that WWE mold. Like, as a wrestling fan, it was great, and it was awesome to have something else to watch. And there was
we had Samoa Joe, we had Austin Aries, we had Bobby Roode.
The talent was ridiculous.
Yeah, we had just unbelievable guys. AJ Styles, this Chavo Guerrero, Supermax, James Storm.
Were you there when Christian was there?
Yeah, Christian, RVD. I mean, the list just goes on and on. Elijah Burke. I mean, the list of talent that was there was just insane.
Yeah, it was nuts. Those were good times, man. Those were good times. So the interesting thing too with the Mania is going to be that they're going to try to have fans there. I haven't heard anything on like how many people are going to get to go, and they haven't really been saying much. But so this weekend's the Super Bowl down in your neck of the woods.
Yeah.
And that's going to happen at the exact same stadium. What's it, Raymond James? Is that what it's called?
Yeah, those Bucks. What do you mean, what's it called? Yeah. Darn Skippy. I don't have my Bucks hat. Mm-hmm.
I'm a Cowboys guy. You know that. So, yeah, it's going to be down there. So I think WWE is waiting to see how that's going to go as far as the Super Bowl having that many people there running a big show on that scale before they're going to like release anything for fans to go down there. But it also sounds like this will be the only 2 shows they're selling tickets for. No more.
Yeah, that's crazy. And I heard the tickets are going $1,000 a pop.
That's ridiculous. Because I mean, they used to always, hey, you could come to WrestleMania for just $30 and sit in the nosebleed, but still, it's $30 and you're there.
I think it's $1,000 nosebleed. I don't think there is no price. I think that's like the cheapest ticket is $1,000.
That is so crazy, dude. That is ridiculous. I've paid some of the money I've paid, dude, for wrestling tickets is ridiculous. You would be like, what is wrong with you? I think I paid, like, when I went to Dallas, we weren't even like, we were 2 things up off the floor, 2 like sections, and I think we paid $350. You know what I mean? And that was like,
I don't know what you mean.
I've
never, not even on a concert, have spent over $120.
What really?
Yeah, and I've seen almost like every band, everything.
I've spent some money on concerts, dude.
But I spent like $120 and sneak your way down.
Yeah, well, I mean, yeah, I think the one I think like Paul McCartney, like that was, I paid like probably like $150 because it's Paul McCartney.
Garth Brooks, I paid $160.
Yeah, okay, yeah,
that was Garth Brooks. Now that was his final show. Him and his wife Faith No More, I believe.
Trisha Yearwood. Where was that at?
That was in the Citrus Bowl.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, it was actually really, really good. He puts on a hell of a show.
Yeah, dude, I've seen him twice. He is amazing.
I've seen him 3 or 4 times.
Yeah, like he is. Even if you're not a country fan, that guy's just an entertainer, man.
Let me tell you, who's another one of my favorite people to see? Busta Rhymes.
Really?
So I had the opportunity. It was when I was a pro wakeboarder. We were doing this show out in Indiana, and we did a cross promotion with like this festival where there was a lake, and we would wakeboard during the festival and stuff, and we'd have tickets to go see the shows. And the final night, it was like Bone Thugs, Busta Rhymes, and then 50 Cent. And Bone Thugs killed it. Busta comes out and just murders it. I mean, so good. Everybody's looking at each other. We're like, wow, this was worth actually staying to watch. So we were like, okay, cool. Maybe 50 Cent comes out there. Blah, 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 blah. We looked at each other and we were like, let's go.
And he's
And we
supposed to
were
be like the headliner, right?
Yeah, he was the headliner, and I couldn't. I wasn't able to like. He just wasn't that good, so we were just like, we had to like. We're like, let's leave before traffic, because once traffic hit and we knew everyone leaving. So and Busta was so good, like we left when 50 Cent was performing. Like it was funny.
Oh, that's so great. I'd love to see Busta Rhymes. Woo-ha.
Yeah. I don't think he's touring now.
I don't know, but he's jacked now. Have you seen him lately? He got like,
He's been jacked for a while.
has he? Man, that guy, dude, I loved his shit back in the day. You know who I got to saw? I saw this. It was cool because it was circumstantial on how it happened, but like I went to one of those radio station shows where there's like it's a full day of concert. It's like 18 bands playing throughout the day.
I'm doing one in birthday.
Okay. So I went to one of those and Jay-Z was on the card at the time. This is in 2000.
I've seen Jay-Z.
Yeah. And it was, dude, he's amazing. And I only saw him for like 20 minutes because it was one of those shows. So you got to probably see him at like a full show. So
I saw him at a full concert.
Nice. But what happened was when he came on stage, it was so hot out. And this was outside on a racetrack in like the ring. And it was so hot out that his like DJ's equipment literally just overheated and wouldn't work. So I got to see Jay-Z just freestyle for like 15 minutes, dude.
So check this out. Same thing happened to me. I'm in a concert to see Lil Wayne and Cash Money, and it's outdoors. It's in Florida. It's crazy. The fog there was intense. You couldn't see in front of you, put it that way. And some reason the mixers wasn't working, and people started getting mad. They started booing, and Lil Wayne finally was like, "Hold on," because like just his mic was working. And then he started rapping and freestyling, and everybody was like, "What?" And then the mixers came on, and they all booed the mixers, and we were like, "Keep on rapping!" Like, and he was just like mentioning our like you could tell he was freestyling because he was mentioning like everything around him, and everyone's just like, and he freestyled for a good like 15 minutes, and everybody was just like, "Wow!" And that was when I like really was like, dude, that guy can really rap. Like, no music, no nothing. The crowd's booing. Everyone's mad. It's outside. It's hot as hell. It's Florida. It's probably like 110 at nighttime. Like, everyone's getting cranky, moody. They've been sitting there till like 12 o'clock at night. Finally, he performs at like 12:20. You know how it is. Right. And then all of a sudden the mixer stopped working. So people are like, what? And then he just flipped it around by just freestyling. And it was like one of the best shows I've ever seen.
Dude, that's awesome, man. That's so cool. Yeah.
Rolling Stones were pretty good.
Who?
The Rolling Stones.
Oh, you saw the Stones? When did you see the Stones?
About 5 years ago.
Dope.
Yeah, I've seen the Stones. They put on a hell of a show.
That's cool, man. I haven't seen the Stones, but I've seen like I got to see like Queen with Paul Rogers.
I haven't seen Queen. Tom Petty was my first concert ever.
What was it?
Tom Petty and the Heartbreakers.
Oh, nice. Dude, my first concert was Garth Brooks, actually, believe it or not.
What was the craziest thing you've seen at a concert?
What do you mean by like just in the crowd or like on stage?
Let's go with crowd and then let's go with on stage.
All right. You got one already so I can think a little bit?
Yeah, I already got two.
All right, give me one.
I'll tell you both my answers.
All right, yeah.
So I was at a Korn concert and we were at this old venue called Janus Landings. Wrestling actually went there, but the first level and the second level was really high. Like I'm talking about like 2 or 3 stories where you couldn't like jump down to the floor. And during Korn, like these kids must have just really loved Korn so bad that they decided that they were gonna jump from the top to the bottom, which is all concrete. And I saw this kid jump, and as soon as he hit that concrete, that leg went snap, snap. And I was like, oh. And then all of his other friends like didn't jump, and he just laid there, and like people came and like had to like literally get like the gurney and gurney his ass out because then Korn stopped and was like, hey, please don't jump, it's too high, like, you know, don't be example. And they made that kid an example as they like gurning him away, and I was just like, oh shit, dude, I have to see this guy like lose his leg over Korn. Like they're not that good.
Yeah, right. They're not that great. I saw Corn. I've seen Corn.
Over. I was like, nah.
Yeah, I get that. You know what's funny is I've seen someone not fall or whatever, but I've seen someone break their leg at a concert too. I was at Dave Matthews Band, and we're at an amphitheater in Wisconsin. It's called Alpine Valley, so we're on the hill, just on the lawn. And on the lawn, anything goes, dude. People are banging it out. People are doing drugs, whatever. It's just crazy. And this person like walked in front of us and was just wasted and just started throwing up. Like we backed up. It was gross. So he walks away. We kind of move over and kind of back off it. Everybody's kind of staying clear. There's a circle around the puke now. We're all just hanging out, you know, having a good time, jamming out the tunes. And all of a sudden, like, don't even see it till it happens. A fucking beer guy comes walking through the lawn and just plants his foot in the middle of this puke puddle and just goes down, snaps his ankle. They got to come bring in the ambulance guys to come pull him off. We're all just standing there like, oh my God, bro. Oh, and he did it in puke. Ew. Like, it was gross. It was gross, dude. Oh, I felt so bad for that guy. So what was the craziest thing you've seen on stage?
Well, I went to see Charlie Daniels, and it was an outdoor concert. And he was sitting on it was in actually Chiliota, Orlando, out on the sticks. And this guy was heckling him. And he told the guy to get a little bit closer. And the guy got a little bit closer. And Charlie Daniels didn't even get out of his stool. He reached back with his cowboy boot and went, wham! Right in the dude's eye. And the dude's eye just went. And Charlie Daniels just kept on playing, like, didn't even miss a beat. And you're like, you know, that guy went to prison and actually saw Johnny Cash play while he was in Folsom Prison.
Right. That's so crazy. Oh, man. You know, I went to a Family Values tour years ago. This is in like 2001, 2, 3, somewhere in there. And this is like the out of prime Family Values. It's not like when Korn and all those bands were doing it at the prime time, but it was still a stacked card. So it was Linkin Park, first album, so they were just blowing up. Static X, Stained, and then the headliner was Stone Temple Pilots.
Oh, so it was kind of like those Vans, because I went to one of those Vans Warped Tours things.
Yeah, so exactly like that, but it was Family Value, so it was like harder rock, not the stuff the band do. Yeah. So we go to that, and it's in an arena. It's like was it like the XL where the Wild play hockey? So it's an NHL arena. And STP's on there, right?
I love Stone Temple Pilots. They're awesome.
Great, dude. Scott Weiland's there. He comes out dressed as a priest, start right off the bat. So it's already like, this shit's going to get crazy. And by the end of the show, he was naked, wrapped around an American flag. Like, it was just nuts. But somewhere during this show, I don't remember what song it was, but someone threw a bottle from the crowd onto the stage and it hit Weiland's like leg or some shit. And so he kept singing. But when the song was done, and they had a cool stage, like the stage had a round part of it, so that part would revolve too, so he can kind of stand on it and see the whole arena and stuff. But like, so he gets off that thing, stops after that song, and he's like, all right, before I do the next song, he's like, whoever threw that fucking bottle at me, and that's my one for this show.
You already said too.
He's like, whoever's near him, if you bring me the hair off their head, you're coming on the bus and partying with us tonight. You all, and we were on like the lower level to the side of the floor, but like 10 rows up. So perfect eyes on the floor. And you just see this mob go after one person in the crowd on the floor. And people are just beating this guy, trying to rip his hair out to get into the stage so they can go party with STP on the tour bus. It was, dude, I was like, dude, don't throw bottles. Like, don't be a dick.
I don't understand why people do that at concerts.
So
you pay money to go see these people, and then you want to be the asshole that grabs a bottle and throws it at the singer, like to be like, "Oh, I love you!" Bam.
I've been to 2 other concerts that's happened. I went to
seen them happen tons of times.
I went to Modest Mouse. Yeah, I went to Modest Mouse, and they did it.
I love Modest Mouse. They're awesome.
Yeah,
why would you throw a bottle at them? Out of anybody,
dude, I don't know.
Do you know who Modest Mouse is? Google their song "Float On."
Fuck yeah.
Like. They're like all like you would not want to throw a bottle at these guys.
No, they're super good music, dude. It's good stuff. The other one though was Kanye West.
I can see that happening.
He was doing the graduation tour or whatever with like flashing lights and all that shit. That album.
Jesus walks.
Yeah. And so the whole show, the whole purpose, like this, it was, it's Kanye. So his whole show for that tour is he's on a stage by himself. Behind him is the big screen, and that's like his spaceship, and he's talking to the spaceship, and it's like scripted in between songs. Like this is a story. It's not just like he's coming out and playing his music. From beginning to end, it was telling some story. So
a lot of work.
You're right. So someone throws a bottle at him, and he finished the song. It was like at the end of the song, he finished the song, he picks up the bottle, kicks it off. He's like, all right, I'm not going to continue until they take him out. And literally for like 5 minutes, he just sat on the stage watching as everybody's pointing at this person who threw the bottle, and security's working their way in to get him. And as soon as security got him and pulled him out, Kanye just goes, all right, let's fucking do it. And it just goes right into the, what is it? It's gonna piss me off because it was the perfect song. Can't tell me nothing. Get my money. Like he just went right into it after they booted this dude, and like people were just losing their minds. It was a sick show. Kanye put on a sick show.
Yeah, Kanye is good. He is one of the really talented individuals. Like just his work ethic and the way he conducts all of his businesses and the way that he can see outside the box. Yes, people hate on him, but he sees outside the box and he's not scared to like talk about seeing outside the box, which those are the creative people like Elon Musk and the people that, think outside that this little tiny box that we're all like, okay, we got to go do this. We got to do this just because we're programmed to do it. A lot of these guys, sometimes these artists can get out of that program and try to become great.
Yeah, dude, it was a cool show, man. That tour he had, the Neptunes and Rihanna.
I love Pharrell.
Oh, actually, it was Neptunes, Rihanna, and Lupe Fiasco were his opening acts for that show.
Yeah, of course. Nothing like great acts.
Sick show. And like the Neptunes were doing one of their songs, one of their bigger hits. I can't remember it off the top of my head, but like someone was out there in a mask dancing with them. They were like pumping them up. And then like at the end of the song, took the mask off. It was Rihanna. She came out and was just dancing around on stage with them. Like it was just a cool show, man. It was actually really dope. Yeah, man. That's one of the things with this whole pandemic that I missed the most, man. It's just live music. Man, you just never realize till you can't go, like how much fun concerts are.
And when you see a good artist, nothing compares to seeing them live. And then when you hear their albums, you're like, that's nothing like how they really sound. Like,
no, dude.
When you see a really good artist that does not like play their tracks behind them, that actually sings and actually really like does their thing on stage, their live performance is 10 times better than any taped or any. Like I saw Damian and Stephon Marley. They performed together and they were trading off songs.
Yeah, dude.
I mean,
one of my best friends is just
insane.
Hardcore Marley guy. He loves those dudes.
Yeah, I've seen Ziggy. I've seen almost all 5 brothers.
Nice, dude. I'm like one of the most like influential musicians to me in my life, and it's just one of my all-time favorite artists. Top of the top for me has always been Stevie Wonder, and I got to go see him about 3 years ago, and it was something where it was like he wasn't even really touring. He was just doing like a few shows around the country and did one in Minnesota.
I want to see Billy Idol.
That'd be cool, man. Yeah, run with the devil. That'd be dope. Yeah, actually. Monet. Yeah, dude.
A lot of good ones.
Dude, he'd be cool. Yeah, dude. I got to see him in Santana, man. I've seen Santana like 4 times.
I haven't got the chance to see him yet.
Who for me, the guy, if you get the chance, go. It's worth it. Just jam.
Surprised I haven't seen it because he lives in Miami.
Yeah. Oh, dude, that dude just jams, man. That and I used to go to like 5 Dave Matthews shows like every year for like 8 years. I haven't gone to one in a long, long time.
Yeah, I never got into that kick, but I know a lot of people that did.
Yeah, it was the shows, man. Like I like the music, I really do, but the shows, because that was like just live musician and craftsmanship watching those guys do on stage. But yeah, man, I miss concerts, dude. I can't wait till they come back. So, like in a year.
Hopefully they do come back.
I hope so, man, because them artists need to make money too. Because that's the you really look at like the record, the record world and all that bullshit of the music world. Like these artists make their money touring; they're not making it off
Well, now it's
records.
different because it's streaming. Now
Yeah,
it's a whole another platform. Now these guys don't even have to leave the house. They're
yeah,
making. I've kind of follow the trends of like what's going on, and those guys are doing pretty well because if depends on what their contract is. I don't know these guys' contracts, but if you were with 53 Sports, we would know your contract and we'd be able to make sure you're getting paid with every download, every stream you are making.
right. Yeah, man, it's crazy how advanced everything's gotten. I remember when they were trying to be like, "Don't go on Napster. How dare you download a song?" And now it's just like everything's online. Like
Oh,
that's how you
everything.
get it
Yeah.
now. Yeah, man, it was oh, what was I gonna? Oh, first of all, J. Cole is someone that I've been really, really wanting to see live. I don't know if there's anybody out there that you haven't gotten to see yet that you're trying to, but J. Cole's the guy on my list.
Um, man, I ain't even trying to go to a concert. Too
Yeah,
many people.
yeah. And see, and that's gonna be the thing when concerts come back. I'm so now used to just like being in my own space and not like in big crowds. That it's gonna be like,
Well, I've been dealing with crowds my whole life, and as I get older in my age, the less people makes me happy.
dude, it definitely does. As you get older, you like being around fewer people. It's so true, so true.
It's
And I
just like
love,
there's only so much you can take, and we're
yeah,
just like, all right, like if it's a concert, there's gonna be 20,000 people. How many? What's the percentage of those people are gonna be assholes?
right.
Strong possibility. 35% are probably gonna be assholes. The other 40%, 10% you probably don't want to even deal with. There's a lot of variables that come in. Dealing with parking, traffic.
Oh yeah, dude.
I don't like that.
Yeah, it's an event to go to. Well, it's an event to go to an event, but yeah, it's work where it's like,
Yeah.
man, like I'm like that with like wrestling stuff now. I love it. I'll go to the indie shows, I'll go to the smaller shows, but when it's like a pay-per-view or something in town, it's like unless I can get a good deal on really good tickets, I don't want to pay $50 and sit in nosebleed. I can watch it on my TV and see it closer.
Well, plus too, the pay-per-views are 6 hours long. You really want to sit on
Right.
one of those chairs
Exactly.
for 6 hours?
Exactly. Um, yeah, that's funny. Most people haven't announced any tour dates or have just been pushing whatever they had this year back. But I seen that the Weekend just came out with his next, like the 2021 tour dates for when they finally let him, or 2022. But he came out with his next world tour already, and it's like, dude, you're jumping the gun a little bit, don't you think? But he'll be playing the halftime show this weekend at the Super Bowl. So I figure we can end the show with our Super Bowl picks, which I think everybody knows what yours is going to be. But big game this weekend: Kansas City Chiefs, Tampa Bay Buccaneers. Again, the Weekend paying the halftime show. Apparently, put $7 million of his own money into the halftime show. $7 million of his own money for a 10 to 12-minute performance.
Well, this guy he is a superstar now, like a global super. Like he's not a rapper anymore. He's on the level of like Michael Jackson.
Yeah,
If
he's
you
getting
know what I mean, like his songs are played worldwide,
yeah,
everywhere. Like he is literally like every commercial you hear his songs in the background. Like this guy is the Michael Jackson of our generation. Like this guy, and he can sing great, and he can rap, he can do all of that. Like he's more than a pop star. He is one of those guys that are in that a few elite that you can
yeah,
go anywhere in the world to the smallest country in the world, and I guarantee you they know who he is.
yeah, dude. Yeah, if you check out his trilogy album, he's got a great cover of "Dirty Diana" by Michael Jackson.
Oh yeah, I love that song.
So good.
And then he
I'm
has another one like a Rolling Stone that's pretty good too.
Yeah, dude. I'm very interested to see his show, especially because I respect what he's doing right now with the whole storytelling of this last album and how it actually he turned himself into this character in all the videos and the short film he made for it, with the whole beat up face, the bloody face with the bandages, then the like really super like plastic surgery face. And he says he's going to incorporate all that on the halftime show. So I'm excited. They said they built a stage in the stands or like in the stadium. Like it's not going to be, I don't know. I was reading like a preview for it and it sounds like
I can't wait.
Yeah, make it crazy. So, but yeah, man, I'm going Bucks because I just I've never been a big Brady guy, but I'd love to see him win one without the Patriots.
Tampa Bay 813 all the way, baby. Let's bring it back all the way down Northdale Maybe Street.
I know. I wish I still had my Warren Sapp jersey. I'd wear that on Sunday if I had it still.
Mm-hmm. Del Mabry right there. Off and Hubert. That's where my dad used to have his body shop right there, right by the stadium.
Hell yeah. That's gonna be it's gonna be a good game, I think, though. Two amazing quarterbacks going at it. It's gonna be a lot of fun.
Tampa.
Yeah, it's gonna be a good time. So everybody enjoy your Sunday Super Bowl, the holiday, the unofficial holiday that is Super Bowl Sunday. We're not gonna have a show next week because I'm gonna be in Las Vegas hanging out, and so I won't be around. So we'll come back to you guys in 2 weeks with our next episode. Watch our past episodes. Great show with your dad, Wes, Jerry. Red came on last week and hung out, talked about some of the stuff she has going on Dynamite. Chris, what's up? Thanks for coming out, bro. What else we got, man? We got a lot of good stuff. Chavo on there. We got
Brian Cage. We got
Dr. Tom
Pritchard. Our category is pretty stacked now. If you actually go back and look at some of the guests that we have, we're doing good. I got plenty more to come. It's a lot more for the Brisco and Big A show. We're just slowly doing our thing and just kind of, just doing what we do.
Yeah, definitely. So if you haven't already, subscribe on our YouTube channel, Brisco and Big A Show. Click the little bell, get your notifications when we're going live or posting a premiere. If we've had to pre-record, sometimes we do that. When we go live, definitely hop on, say hello, let us know you're hanging out with us. Share it with everybody you know, guys. Please help us out with that. And then, again, if you can't watch the video and you just want some audio loving from Brisco and Big A Show, you can get that on the VOC Nation. And that is the exclusive place to get the audio downloads of the Brisco and Big A Show. You got a show next week, ARW. Is it the anniversary?
It's the, I believe it's the 19th.
Oh, the 19th. So in 2 weeks. Okay. Yeah, so 2 weeks, got that ARW show. You got anything else going on?
Thanks, Eric, for listening. Nope, not really. It's kind of slow and dry other than supporting the babe and watching her kick ass on AEW. Other than that, just selling real estate, doing my thing, moving houses.
Definitely. If you're in the Florida area down there, Orlando, Tampa, you doing the whole state or just kind of that central area?
I do the whole state. I'm not a real estate agent. I buy and flip houses. I invest in properties. So I'm a cash buyer. So holler at your boy if you want me to buy your house.
Hell yeah, there you go.
Gotta be the right price though.
That's what's up. And again, make sure you're watching AEW Dynamite. Support Wes's lovely fiance, Red, great friend of the show. There it is. Shaq, Jade Cargill. I don't know. Cody Rhodes, Red Velvet going down March 3rd, Wednesday night, AEW Dynamite. Shaq in the ring, Red in the ring. Man.
I'll be.
You gonna be there?
Yeah. Nothing. Right. How could I not support the wifey and not be there?
You can show Shaq what's up. That's what you need to do.
No, that's not my job. That's Cody's job. My job there is to support the wifey.
You know what though? Shaq's an old school guy, so he's gonna probably know who you are anyways. So
I've done some things with him.
Have you? How big is that guy when he's in front of you?
It's like 7'2", 7'3".
It's just a massive individual. You think? Okay, so do you think he's gonna be good in ring? We've seen a little bit, but we've never seen him in a match.
I don't know. That's just something everyone has to watch and tune in and find out themselves.
There it is, guys. March 3rd, AEW Dynamite, their go-home show into Revolution. So check it out. You never know. We may get some more updates from Red on her road to that match as it gets closer. So everybody enjoy your night. Enjoy your weekend. Be safe. We won't be back before it. So happy Valentine's Day, all that good stuff. You and Red have a very happy Valentine's Day. I'm sure you got lots of cool things planned. And yeah, man. Otherwise, we're going to take off. enjoy the night, everybody, and we'll see you on the next episode of the Brisco and Big A show.
Yeah.